Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to today's live Q&A session with Mr. Chris Palmer, SEO. He is here again. Do check out ODYS for anyone interested in an age domain. Always got to give them a little shout out. Age domains do massively help you, though, when it comes to get the head start, gaining the edge over the competition. So please do consider them, check them out, and you get $100 signing up bonus just for signing up. So not a bad thing. But let us know in the chat where you're from, what your questions are. Also, do leave a little like on the video. Engagement is always important. And hopefully we do get more engaged people than we did last week, because last week was a quiet one, man.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So the more questions, the merrier, guys. We will work through them as fast as we normally can. We have Arvind Gupta from LinkedIn. Kirsty Marks also over on LinkedIn. Hello, Kirsty. Any SEO questions you guys have, please put them in the chat, or any digital marketing related questions. And please excuse the cough. God, when I talk about it, it gets worse. That's the COVID cough. Can't seem to shake it off, man. And the Iron Brew, I'm on water today. Iron Brew, which is like Coca-Cola, is a treat for me. I'm not like Chris. I can't put all that fucking shit in my body every day. I would feel unwell. So, yeah.
This is the ticket right here too. Water
and the rocket fuel.
And I got some Bang today. They quit selling my flavor, so I had to make a sad switch. They quit selling Rockstar cotton candy. Sad day. But they had it. There's a place called Ollie's. It's kind of like a liquidation store. And I went in there and they had a stack, a whole pallet of them. So I think I bought 31 cases of 24, but I drank all of them. So now I've surmised, battered down to this. It is what it is.
That is what it is. And BKSEO, good to see you as well. Randy is saying I need a little bourbon to wash that cough out. I need something, man. It's sitting in my chest. I need something to lift it out. But anyway, we've got a question. And guys, we are here to answer as many questions as we can within the hour. So give us as many as you want. There's no such thing as a daft question. Kirsty Marks, if you're attempting your own SEO, I'm a developer, so I do have basic knowledge. What would you suggest I start with in terms of looking at content and writing it?
Whoever the top performers are. I think I would start with who's at the top, who's Google rewarding, what are they doing, how many words, how many headings are optimized, how many pictures. Is there another angle that you can talk about that's still targeting the same keyword? I think that would be step one.
And there are tools, Kirsty, that allow you to do that, such as Page Optimizer Pro, Phrase, tools like that, where you can analyze the top 10 search results for the term you want to go after, and it will tell you the word count of you're going to need to write 1,500 words. You're going to have 7 images. You're going to have 8 subheadings. And here's a whole bunch of frequently asked questions and words that you may want to put in there. So it's fairly simple and fairly easy if you've got the right tools. But as Chris says, look at who's winning, what type of content are they doing, what's the structure look like, and follow that. So that is the best place to start.
There's got to be a slight, I'm noticing, not always, but there has to be a different, I mean, you still have a lot of the same headings, you're targeting the same keyword, but how you're describing it or how you're giving the information, sometimes you got to have a little bit of a different twist, So I don't know. Be mindful of that. Try to have a new angle to approach the same keyword if you can.
Yeah. Make it interesting for the user. Joseph's here. BKSEO's here. Live IRL fan is here. Get the high energy version. I am Brute has more caffeine than Red Bull. Tycan. I'm going to say Tycan. That seems to be what that is. BKSEO. What were you going to say?
I was just going to say TZ. TZ. That's it.
TZ, yeah. But we'll go for Tycan. Let me know if I got that right, Tycan. BKSEO has trouble indexing citations. So citations specifically, Chris, would you run them through Synbite, something like that?
I have. Generally, we're going to build links to the citations. And two, depending on where you're getting them, sometimes it's going to cost a lot more than your regular. A slight variation of the citation can be helpful. Meaning, what's the description, basically. So sometimes you can get a higher indexation rate by changing up the description. Also, too, if you want to get stuff to show up a little bit better, build some links to it. Lower tier stuff, but it can be very helpful.
Automation, Chris? You just do like a money robot blast at them or some shit like that?
I think automation works great for that. Why not? If you have access to it.
But the one thing is, there's a service out there, SEObuilder.com, who do the citations. And I think the key component in that is the spinning of the business description helps with the indexation rate, Chris. So I think perfectly right to highlight that. I think that's the key in the whole thing, because if you do just copy paste or get a VA to do that, why would Google index 50 of the same bloody thing? Not going to. So spin it up. Some
of them will, but I don't know. I think that's interesting. Yeah, spinning it up's helpful. Definitely help. You might get an extra 10 or 15 in there, but I really think if you really want it to happen, get some links to those assets.
Links.
Yes.
And no problem at all, Kirsty. Omega doesn't appear to be working that well at the moment, from the feedback I'm hearing. So you can try it though. Joseph, is it a good idea to use a press release to index multiple backlinks? Is it better than using an indexer? What are the benefits of a press release for this purpose? So, Chris, you're talking about sending links. I know it's not quite the same question, but links rather than sending them to an indexing tool. What do you think works better?
For longer term success, the links. For instant gratification as service, I don't think it's maybe both. If you have the budget at the time or the resource to do it, which it's really inexpensive, then do both. That way you're getting that instant gratification of seeing everything show up, and they're going to probably stick around because there's links pointing at them.
And would it change? Would you use a press release service to index multiple backlinks?
It's going to be tough because most services are only going to allow you to have, your main NAP details with the link, and then you could usually get 2 to sometimes 3 in the article itself. So I don't know if that would be the best way to do it.
Yeah. And Avind, go ahead, just ask your question and we will get round to it. Go for it. Ryan Durrani is here. Good to see you, bud. Simplify gardening, hey both. And Joseph has thanked us for the answer. But yeah, Arvind, let us know your question and we will answer it. And anyone else, any lurkers, whoever, please do put your questions in the chat. No such thing as a daft question. We can answer almost anything. Or we can answer anything. Some of it might be bullshit. We don't know. Like Chris. What was the one? What was it we mentioned before? Were you... W3C compliance.
Yeah, compliance.
You look the other way as well while I was typing, as if you were fucking looking at someone along the way there. But Yeah, we'll Google it if we don't know the answer.
For sure.
Fake it till we make it.
I'll either say I don't know or I'll look it up. If it's something like that where I know it's like, it's just a readily available answer, I'll go look it up. But if it's something wild, I'm just like, I have no clue. Yeah.
So, Arvind, how to major point for ranking?
What's that?
How to major point for ranking?
How to major point for ranking? Not sure what you mean by that. Maybe rephrase it.
Yeah, if you let us know, if you could rephrase that, please, we will try and answer it.
For sure.
Dirk is here. So, Chris, we'll go with you first. What conferences will you be attending or speaking at this year, if any?
I think as long as I could get things together here in the next couple days, I'm thinking hopefully just my own. Maybe. I don't know, unless somebody else asks me. Maybe I might do another online one coming up, but hopefully just my own. Maybe just my own. As far as yeah, that's it. I'm not a speaker per se.
For me, I will be at SEO on the Beach next week in Spain, La Manga. I will be at the Einstein Marketer Conference in London in December. But I hopefully will be attending Chris's conference if he has a conference. I am going to the SEO Mastermind Mansion in Nashville end of September. Other than that, I'm also attending Affiliate World Barcelona at the start of July. Not speaking at this one, but I will be attending it just so I can get drunk and have a party. So I will be in attendance. But I'm cutting back on a lot of the speaking events that I do. I'm probably going to do 10 tops this year. I just don't see there being a lot of value for me in speaking at events. Some of the events are more corporate, some of the events are more white hat, and I'm not getting up there to talk some bullshit white hat stuff. So I'm cutting back certainly where I'll be appearing. I will certainly attend conferences and obviously speak at ones that I think the audience suit what I've got to say. But I think for me, a lot of cases, a lot of conferences are a bit too low level, if that's the best word to use. I don't want to be talking about title tags and meta descriptions and stuff like that. And I think a lot of conferences are asking you or telling you what you request and what you speak about. And for me, that's not on. So there'll be less of me speaking at conferences. Let's just say that. But I do have a few lined up.
Well, I hope when I invite you, I hope I want the down and dirty stuff.
Oh,
yeah.
When I went to NFG, they said a similar thing. Like, we want the good stuff, Craig. None of this fucking bullshit.
That fluff stuff. Yeah.
And Kyle Roof said I committed 5 felonies or whatever that means. They cut half of the recording that people got you would have only seen probably 40% of what I actually said. More than half of it was cut out. And Mike and Brad have went, we've never had to cut someone's shit out. But I was in there showing all sorts of weird shit. So, but if someone asked me to talk dirty, man, I go all out dirty, man. Like, it's jail time stuff.
Well, and that's one of the things that made me fall in love with your stuff was, and you're so nonchalant with it. Like, I took this dude's thing, and I was, that's good, man. You're funny.
So
like it's nothing.
It can get you into trouble and shit. So it's, but I get it. But as I say, for me, conferences, a lot of conferences are not going to have someone like me talking like that on there. And for me, that's where the fun is. And that's the stuff I've always, like, when I was learning SEO, that's what I wanted to know. This was the people I wanted to hear talking. And because I've been fortunate enough to be in the privileged position of being a speaker, I want to give some shit back. I want people to go, fuck, that guy knows what he's talking about and he's giving us something. And I can't go to conferences and speak about fucking, I don't know, tools or whatever it might be. Fuck that shit. So, yeah. But anyway, that's the ones I'll be speaking at, Dirk. Hopefully bump into you at one of them. Arvind, how to... wait a minute. Oh, no, you can back. How to major point of SEO. How to major point of SEO.
We want to help you, but we're not quite making it out.
What is the major point of SEO, maybe?
Oh,
We'll go with that. We'll go with that, right?
the major point of SEO is to generate traffic and dollars for a business. I mean, that's it. It's to make money. That's the point of SEO. Money. That's it.
Money.
That's the point.
If that wasn't the answer we're looking for, Arvind, again, try and give us a little bit more detail. But Joseph has said he's seen that the Google Search Console is using a reCAPTCHA to submit URLs. Have you seen that?
Search Console using reCAPTCHA to submit URLs? No, not really. I don't really watch that too often, to be honest with you. I haven't seen that, unfortunately.
Let me just check, because that, where are you based? Not you, Chris. Joseph. Don't know if that's maybe some testing thing or whatever. But I'm going to just check just now while we're here.
Using reCAPTCHA to submit URLs.
Not in my end. Wait a minute.
You're gonna make me look now. Ooh, wait, is this something special? Let's go see.
I want to know what's going on. Nah, there's no reCAPTCHA here, man.
I'm gonna have to log into someone else's.
Wait a second. Nah, I'm not seeing anything else new either. I'm just having a quick look. Nah, not my end. ZD Electrical, how are you? Fahad, I am new. I done expired domain research for a lot of clients, but I still don't know that some have millions of backlinks. It's not easy and they are expired. Why?
I'm sorry, I was checking. I checked 4 different accounts. I didn't see that. So, all right, what was the question? I'm sorry.
So he has done a lot of research for a lot of clients, domain research, expired domain research, and he still doesn't know that some of these, he still doesn't understand why a lot of these backlinks have millions, these domains have a lot of backlinks, as it's not easy to build this quantity. They could have been spammed to death is what I'm going to make the assumption, but I'll let Chris go into that in detail.
Yeah, I think that's, so you're looking at expired domains. A lot of them probably that have a lot are from the age 2005, 2006, 2007, 2008. You're probably getting your hands on some of those domains where that was, normal. And a lot of those links have stuck around, I'm assuming. So I think spam to death is probably what it is. And just because someone has millions of links doesn't necessarily mean that, in my opinion, links are either going to be a nothing or a something, so, just because there's a million doesn't mean that that's a million that do something. So, but a million's a lot.
Yeah.
And a million links has nothing to do with a million referring domains. Now that's something.
Yeah.
That would be something. I want to know where that's at. Actually, if you put that expired domain into the chat and I'll go check it out for you.
Yeah. If you don't mind, stick it in the chat. Simplify gardening. Is it worth disavowing low-level DR sites, Chris? Do you bother?
No. The only reason I would ever, in my opinion, is if I'm going to disavow something or if there's a massive problem and Google has pointed something out to me. Like if Google says, hey, this is bad, then I'm going to go in there and I'm going to clean that up. Or if a client has come to me and says, hey, like, oh my goodness, like this is crazy, then that's going to be the recommendation. Okay, we'll disavow because it's the only thing that you can do. But just because you disavow doesn't mean that the links go away. The links are still there. So just saying.
Be careful when you disavow though. That's, you're saying low level, those still might be passing some form of power, which in turn may be helping you ranking. So be careful, man. Unless you're getting severely blasted or whatever, I wouldn't bother. So there you go. And Maeve, our favourite Irish brummie, is here. Good to see you. Joseph is asking, what do you think of Money Robot and backlink automation? Could you gain good power just using those kind of tools? Nothing else, Chris, just tools like that. Could you get good power?
Not okay. I mean, taking everything else off the table, could you make it work for low competition keywords or local keywords? Sure, you could. But I don't think that that's the best course of action. Could you make it work? Sure. Do I want to make that work? Not necessarily. But I mean, you certainly could. Yes. But I don't see any big winners out there. Top performing websites generally aren't using Money Robot. Like top performers for big keywords. So yeah, it is what it is, my friend. Like, well, you're in a lot more affiliate than me. I mean, I'm launching out more stuff. Like I'm in the coupon space, but so like in your space, let's say it was, I don't know if you've ever talked about MMA stuff, right?
Yeah.
Are guys using Money Robot links?
No.
No.
Do they use Money Robot as part of their overall strategy to power up some shit or whatever? Yeah, maybe. Sure. But it's certainly not. If you said to me, Joseph, let's put it this way, you can enter competitive markets and you can only use Money Robot, I just would quit the job. You're just not going to achieve the desired results. So hopefully that answers your question. Do these tools serve a purpose? Yes, they do. As Chris says, maybe even just for indexing purposes, but obviously powering up stuff in the background and whatever. These tools do serve a purpose. So, but certainly not big power movers. I think Google would just devalue most of what you're doing on there. So, but anyway, let me see. Simplify gardening. I recognize your face now. WP Seagull. When someone says that, we know that comes from York. So yeah, I remember you, man. How's it all going? All good? Barca, hello guys. Can you give me some tips for guest blogging? Any tips, Chris?
Well, it depends on what, like tips on what, like how to get placements, how to write, which types to look for. It really depends. But as far as guest blogging, I think if it's just SEO related, be mindful of what the title is, the URL is, and be mindful of the words around where the link is. And be mindful of how well the site is internally linked, pointing to that page. Other than that, that's all I got.
Hopefully that helps you, Barker. Joseph is in Amsterdam. I love Amsterdam. What a place. Craig, regarding buying URLs from your site, do we have to check to make sure the link profile is clean, or have you done that for us? We do that for you. But what you might think clean might not be what we would consider clean, or vice versa. But in all cases, our job is to make sure that you get a normal backlink from a website that's not been spammed to death or got any penalties or whatever. So yeah, there are quality checks in place, so you don't have to worry about that. Hopefully that helps you. Must be a dodgy VPN. Dodgy VPN, says Paul Lovell. Arvind, you're now talking my language. Can I use Black Hat SEO for e-commerce websites? Is this possible, Chris? Would you do it in e-commerce? Do you do any other type of SEO?
Not really. Not really. I mean, I tried to stay within the rules, the real rules. But as far as the SEO is concerned, you know, the objective is to reach the finish line. As far as the e-com, I mean, you want to do what's going to perform the best. I mean, I'm not in a lot of spaces, but at least in, like, say, the rug space, I'm noticing a lot of dodgier tactics for sure. It's the only e-com stuff that I do.
The whole fucking world's full of dodgy tactics. End of story. Let's not kid ourselves. And guys, we do have a lot of questions here. We will work our way through them, but keep the questions coming. Sleepy Rabbit, missed the opening remarks. Forgive me if it's out of topic. What will you do to recover a blog that was hit in the May 2022 Google Core update? My site tanked by 80% and I don't know what to do. What are you seeing so far, Chris, when, you know, websites have been hit? Are you finding it's AI content or are you finding it's something else? What do you think the problem is?
I think that the SERPs have just changed. You know, I would just take a look at the top performing websites. What's Google currently rewarding you for, or rewarding currently up at the top? I would just take a look. And two, if you take a look, you're probably just lost, like, a lot of your pages that were maybe mixed, like transactional instead of informational or informational instead of transactional. Like, it's probably just the SERP changed. You know, so I would write better content to the SERP and what Google's rewarding. That's the only thing I'm seeing. Now, the type of content too, I have noticed that as far as the pure AI or assisted content, you know, you might want to go back in there and re-optimize that stuff, focusing on co-occurring keywords. Is something that I'm noticing. We're just going in and retuning the pages, focusing on, if you're using SERP for the NLP, or entities if you're using Page Optimizer. But yeah, I hope that helps. You know.
Yeah, you've got to analyze and figure out what in your website's going wrong. What I would say to people though is, you may think that your content is on point and was written by a VA or content writing agency. Go and check that stuff properly yourself, because you may think you've paid for the best service. You've been hit for some reason, and we need to figure out what that is. So hopefully that helps you. Mr. Tommy Butler, hello. Hope you're well. How to make SEO experts, or how to become SEO experts?
It's just time. Bang your head against the wall. I think it's just time. You know, I mean, it's just, how many failures have you had?
Yeah, you have to have a and when you say time, you have to have a willingness to keep going. It is boring at the start. You may feel like a failure at the start. You may feel you're not getting it at the start. You've just got to persevere, and even now, as someone who, for me personally, who's been in the industry for 20 years, I'm still learning new things every other day. So constantly changing, got to just keep on top of it. So you may learn to be the best SEO, but you've got to keep up to date with the current, what's working, what's not, and stuff like that. So it's a steep learning curve, let's put it that way. But watching videos by this man will help you. And there's a whole bunch of other people out there in YouTube. I think it's a great place to start picking up the basics. And I know Chris done a video yesterday, something like beginners SEO or something. So I think most people's channels, including mine's, Chris's, and anyone else's out there, are covering a lot of different topics. So I would certainly be looking at that, because it's all free to begin with. And then if you like someone, you may join their mastermind or focus on their courses or whatever, if you feel that they're a trustworthy candidate. So that's how I kind of done it, and got there in the end. It was long, but mistakes were made. That's all I can say, and don't be scared to make those mistakes. And live IRL fan, he's obsessed with this. Will I step into the music industry after trying the filming industry? They then find all the dirty secrets to boost views on YouTube and Spotify. Probably not, live IRL fan. One, I am a hopeless singer. I'm not sure what I could do in the music industry to blag my way in, unless I was like some drummer or something. But two, Spotify's not my bag, so I don't really have an urge to learn how to boost stuff on these kind of platforms. Of course, YouTube is a platform that I'm always hungry to learn about, but I'm just not sure about music or Spotify. It's not for me personally. But never say never. You never know. If somebody wants to sign me up to crack a song out and give it a go, I'm always willing to give anything a go. But yeah, I just don't see there being.
I might have an opening soon coming up for a singer. I'm gonna need a singer. Yeah,
I doing the opening ceremony at your fucking conference. Me belting out a song or whatever. Absolutely no chance. So if that is on your thing, absolutely not.
I got some songs coming. Some good ones coming, Craig. My name is gonna be SEO expert.
Man.
Yeah, man.
Dude, please, you're gonna spam a song. SEO expert, SEO expert, SEO expert, SEO expert, SEO expert, and just violin and all that out. Oh, mate, how long?
The songs are going to be primary keywords.
And are you going to sing them out loud?
You don't have to sing for it to be a song.
Come on, Chris. You need to add the humor value to it.
Yeah, well, I might. Yeah.
I would watch it. So think about getting your watch time up. I would watch it if I thought you were going to make a fool of yourself and sing.
I like playing around and joking. I might do one for fun. Yeah, I like goofing around.
So there you go. So who would this track be on, live IRL fan? It wouldn't be on anyone. It would be about a primary keyword. If I'm going to be belting out a song, it's going to be about SEO consultant, SEO consultant, SEO consultant. It's no other fucking word exists. Some words exist, but consultancy.
SEO domains, yeah. That's
but
awesome.
Jesus. Anyway, on to the real next question. ZA Electrical, Chris, had my GMB removed and then reinstated this week. Think a competitor reported my company as a non-business address. I showed a billboard sign, got reinstated, Google phone twice to say sorry.
Nice.
Was going to ring the sensei to ask for advice. You're
back. You got it back.
Yeah, as long as you got it back, that's the main thing.
The sensei.
Is that what you're calling yourself in your mastermind? The sensei?
No.
You've got them calling you the sensei, right?
No.
You have.
Maybe joking, but no.
God's sake. I'm going to steal that one. I'm going to make mine call me sensei.
It's just like sometimes, because I mean, you've been running a group, but there'll be stuff where it's like, there's something that it has been proven effective. We've tested it. We're trying it. They'll go and do it. And then they'll come back like somebody new and they'll say, hey, that thing we talked about? I did it and it worked. And I might say something like, that's why I'm the sensei. Just joking though, of course.
No, you're not. No, you're not. And you're all good. Glad to hear it, mate. Glad to hear it. ZA Electrical, do you know a template in Duda with parallax on mobile, Chris?
I know they have the parallax feature. All that stuff, anything that works in the desktop, it should go across the board. As far as the design, I'm horrible at that, man. I just outsource it. So as far as the design elements, I really, man, I wish I had a better answer, but I know that anything that works inside the desktop and I know they have a parallax feature. Anything that works on the desktop should work on the mobile. So that's all I know. However, speaking of Duda, I have been fortunate enough to be able to talk with Duda on the 29th. Going to be on a webinar. Pretty cool, huh? I'm stoked. I'm happy. Really happy, actually. I'm excited.
I'm just glad they finally got a hold of you.
Yeah, I took care of that. Took care of it. That'll be exciting. But that'll be something maybe if I recall and you're there, I'll bring that up. But no, I know they have the parallax feature. I'm very, very confident that if it works on the desktop, it should work on mobile. But that sounds like one Google search away from the answer.
Cool, and no problem, Barker. Andy Woolley, good to see you. Is that a new logo you've got, Andy? Dean has just said, afternoon spammers, love from Dean. I'm taking that compliment.
It's a compliment for sure.
Tommy, how niche would you go down to for traffic? How do you go for niches within niches, Chris?
Not necessarily. I guess yes. But we'll just build on whatever the traffic volume of particular keywords. We'll just keep building on that until we get rewarded with higher traffic volume, and then we'll start targeting those keywords. It's kind of like on YouTube, like keep hitting the same keyword until okay, we're starting to rank for that. Okay, we'll move to the next.
Yeah.
I mean, for keywords for SEO, I mean, I think that's we just buy traffic volume. I guess yes. So the answer is yes. The answer is yes.
But yeah, I think niching down is the best way to do it, the easiest way to do it with most things. Become the specialist, the niche specialist in your place to begin with, and then see if you can expand out from there. Paul is seeing a lot of changes due to relevance dropping queries that pages should not have ranked for anyway, and increases in more relevant terms. I was telling a story yesterday of a particular person that I do work for, and they rank for something that has nothing at all to do with their business. Someone from years ago done a blog post on charity shops in a specific area, which has nothing, and I'm talking about it's so far removed from what this person offers as a service, it's unbelievable. But 2,900 people a month search for charity shops in this area, and obviously when they get a dip in ranking for something like that, they shit themselves going, oh shit, there was no difference to their sales conversions or anything. But that, and that's certainly something you have to look at when you're looking to what's happening with your website. Is it impacting your sales, or have you dropped a lot of shit that you shouldn't have ranked for anyway? And that's really important to understand that. And people do panic. Oh fuck, why is this fucking going down? Or we've dropped for X amount of keywords or whatever. Of course, Google are going to have a cleanup, and that's what it's all about.
Yep. That's exactly what I've been seeing. It's like you were ranking a commercial page in an info-based SERP. Like that page is going to drop. That's exactly what's been happening. It looks like, at least.
Michael Likens is asking, where can we hear these beats at, Chris? These beats you're talking about.
I may be releasing a few of them coming up here soon. I'm working that out as we speak.
So yeah. No specific platform?
No specific platform, but definitely on like Spotify, YouTube, all your majors, Apple, everywhere. Everywhere music can be downloaded.
And ZD Electrical, if you're going to drop the URL on here, just don't put just put the domain name and then like leave a space and then just write .com.co.uk, whatever you've got. I don't think it allows full links. So that's what it's all about. Paul Lovell, only takes one golden nugget to make a change. That's why I listen. It's always just those little nuggets, Paul, especially when you've got the level of experience you've got. It's all about just soaking up those little nuggets. It's always good. Chris is just maximizing do follow links from music posting websites.
That's one piece.
One piece, but I know what he's trying to do. I know what he's trying to do. It'll be interesting to see how it works. Flavia, how do you scrape the first 10 or first 20 pages for content to spin or more pages?
We use Scale SERP. I mean, go to Fiverr, have somebody write you a script. Use Scale SERP, run their API, scrape the content, give it a spin. Now you got something you could work with. Or you could head over, they had that tool, that Roku tool, Raku or something like that. You can connect all the APIs. You can run OpenAI, DaVinci. Like you could use that content scrape from the top 10 competitors, take all that content and train the model and then spit out some pretty good content. I think that that's what I would do, if I was doing it. Something like that.
Something along those lines. And Mullins, do not suggest stuff like this, please. I will do, but not not singing. So get that idea out of your mind, Mullins. But if you are going to be coming, then you can sing, because Mullins, you can't make these suggestions and then hide in the background yourself. And ZD Electrical is looking forward to it. Anton Schulke is great. He's a great guy. Helped me massively. So yes, ZD Electrical. I'm actually seeing Anton next week. He's going to SEO on the beach. So be good to catch up with Anton for a beer. Not seen him for a few years. So a great guy. But ZD Electrical spent a whole day building an equivalent on Duda, only to be told no parallax on Duda Mobile.
No,
that sucks ass. But you'll learn next time. The first question you ask with anything you build. So, does this shit have parallax? So, yeah. Lesson learned. Tommy Butler has the goldennugget.com. I'm going to make the assumption. Tommy Butler is a domainer from, when I say from back in the day, he's been doing domaining for many, many years, but Tommy has got some outrageous domains sat there. I get it. It's an amazing thing to be into, but he's got some stuff that he's flogged for a lot of money as well. So domaining is a very good niche, guys, if you get some of the good stuff. And Tommy, being in it from all those years ago, snapped up a lot of good stuff. That's a niche within a niche itself. A niche within our industry is a domainer. So Tommy, you've done it yourself for what you do, I would say. So why not? Chris Kelly, there's no such thing as off topic, Chris. Any questions that you guys have, put them in the live chat. We've had a lot of questions today, but keep them coming because we still do 15 minutes. Please do leave a like on the video or an insult towards Chris in the comments. In the comments below the video, by the way, not in the live chat. So this question, if you had a GMB that wasn't accepting reviews, high spam niche, what would you do? Would you tell the clients? All right, what would you tell the client? To fuck off?
I mean, I don't, is that going to, if you can't, that means that no one else can get reviews, right? So is that even going to be a factor in the performance and the amount of phone calls that the business can receive? The main focus shouldn't be on the reviews. It should be on generating phone calls and generating more business. So if no one else in the niche can get reviews, then it is what it is. And then we need to focus on the SEO. We need to focus on getting more phone calls. Reviews are secondary to getting the phone to ring. So I would just reframe their focus.
Yeah, just be honest about it. I don't see there any reason not to, given that. Oh, so others are able to gather reviews. So,
well, switch the category.
Yeah.
Change the category. What's the primary category? Go take a look at some of the top performers in the category and see what secondary categories they're using and swap the category. Switch the primary category to one of the secondaries, because then you could still rank for the primary. You see what I'm saying? So if the primary is architect, but architectural design is considered less spammy, go with architectural design. I could still rank for all the architect keywords, you see, or whatever the niche is. I'm sure architect isn't it, but that's what I would do. Switch it up,
Cool. And thank you, Andy, for the like. Always nice to get likes on the video. Deanne, how do you feel about AI content, Chris?
I mean, I've been there's been guys doing it out there really big, making a lot of money, getting a lot of traffic. But I think for a regular, normal user, though, for long-term success, I don't think that that's the best play. I think investing in yourself, your business, and the content is going to be best for long-term success. However, in the short term right now, I see a lot of people doing very well with it. But it's like, okay, whatever this model is trained on, is this smarter than what Google's going to do to combat it? That's the question. And in most cases, that I would assume that, whatever model you're using is going to lose at some point. So for long-term success, stick with high-quality written content that's well optimized. For short-term gains and ease of use, AI is great. Right? Heck yeah.
Yeah. I think what my view would be, if you do what Chris just said there and you get short-term success with it, using it, I would certainly be investing some of the money back into making sure that content was rewritten properly. Even if you do short-term get a gain with it, I would be looking to modify that over time and make sure that you go the right way, so that you don't wake up one day and your website's been wiped out alongside all that revenue, because again, I've been there, done it, and it's horrendous. So not fun to wake up and the rug's been pulled from under your feet, so to speak. So yeah, even if you knew it was going to happen, still doesn't make it any easier. But Andy Woolley, which tool would you recommend for recording call leads on a lead gen website?
I don't know. I don't use it.
So you've got there's one out there called Callzoo, but what I done with mine is that I signed up to a thing called soho66.co.uk, which is a VoIP number, and you can forward all the calls on, but all the calls are recorded on your system. So I was then able to see and listen to any of the calls that came through. Even though they were all forwarded onto their mobile or whatever, I was still able to use their software to do that. That's a cheap way to do it. Soho66.co.uk, and you can pick local numbers and all that within the UK. But yeah, that's what I would use, Andy, just as a cheaper option. There are other platforms out there that have lead distribution software and stuff like that in it as well. Especially if you're not selling the leads to the one person. The sophisticated software, but the cost for that kind of stuff is through the roof at that point. So if it's just basic calls, Soho 66 or any VoIP system that allows you to record the calls would work for you. Christian Gray, AI content for the low competition. Would you agree with that, Chris? Just if there's something low competition, fuck it, just ram it out there.
Well, the answer is still the same. Again, I mean, right now, sure, I think that you're going to do well. But I mean, I've seen a lot of. I mean, look at November primarily. Like a lot of those sites got cracked. So in the short term, it's great. But for long-term success, I'd be leaning more towards something a little bit better. So if you're running an actual business and your hustle isn't cranking out content to get traffic, then I probably wouldn't go that route, the AI.
The problem I've got, Chris, with this whole situation is you might think you're buying high quality content, but the fucker that's providing the content could be cranking out AI content and you would never know, and spinning it, quillbotting it. They've got a process where it might go through all of this stuff. How do you actually know what you're buying is actually high quality content? It's getting harder and harder and harder to detect, because certainly if you use Quillbot and you use certain other things, it can pass a lot of the plagiarism checkers.
Yeah, it's going to pass plagiarism because it's rewritten. But I don't know, if you're getting the AI content and then you're optimizing, it still can rank, But again, the only way you would know is if you've trained the actual VA or yourself to write out the content. You're going to have to, you get what you pay for. So
yeah,
maybe that's a good way to tell.
Yeah, that is a good way. You do get what you pay for in all walks of life, not just this. Andy tried Twilio, but not impressed. Try honestly, Soho 66, simple interface, and you can go in and listen to the calls if you have to. They're all just dotted on the software, so very simple, very easy to use.
When he asked me about call recording, I was thinking completely something else. I was like, call recording? We don't do that.
You thought it was some kind of sinister CD?
No, I was like thinking like video call recording for leads that come in. I'm like, we don't do that.
Anyway, that's just Chris's mind going into overdrive there.
The Travel Club uses 5.9 though, just so you know. Yeah.
Craig, I know you've run a lot of successful affiliate sites, run a lot of unsuccessful ones as well. Do you keep some kind of ratio money pages, informational pages? Not to an exact number, but people will suggest that you want to have 80% informational, 20% money. How accurate that is, I don't believe that to be the case. Certainly mine is not always 80, maybe 70 or 60. I think that you've got to have that balance for sure. But I would try and get to close to 70 even. I think it's a more reasonable figure for sure. But I'm aware, and obviously SEMrush and all that, I've got in the intent section on their stuff as well. You just need to play the game, and certainly informational pages are a big part of it. And I had a friend that I trained up in affiliate marketing, and she launched a website, and it done very, very well until that December 2020 update, where it fell off of a cliff. And it's because every single bit of her content was to sell stuff. So it was the top this, the best that, all of that kind of stuff. No informational content at all. And it's fucked. And even when we done the trick where we moved to a new domain name and done the redirect and put the same website up, which then doesn't pass the penalty, Google was on it within 3 or 4 months and basically fucked that one as well. So I don't think you're going to get away with it. You've just got to have it. And I think the informational's definitely got to outweigh the money page. Money pages for sure. So that's so 70, I would probably say. If I was to look at some of my websites, probably even see 60% informational, but I'm always striving to get higher. Christian, so for the price of high quality 500 word, I can get a 2,000 word medium quality for the same cost, less time. Yeah, but yeah, you get what you pay for. I wonder what AI rap songs would look like. Try it out. Fire up Jarvis until it spit out a song. Do they spit out songs? Imagine you fucking spat out a song and it became a #1 hit and it was some AI thing. That would be funny, man.
Just take like all the hit songs and feed it in.
Yeah.
That's fun.
Hi, I'm in a Latin YouTube channel. Can it work to send traffic from another country to position?
What are you asking? Like, if you have a YouTube channel, can I run traffic to a YouTube video to help it rank? Is that what you're getting at? Like, you're in Singapore, but you want to send, I don't know, Brazilian traffic. Will that help the video? Maybe. I don't know. I don't think so.
I think traffic's traffic when it comes to YouTube. Certainly, I've got a mixed bag of traffic from fucking all over, so I've not dug that deep into it though. Like, does the Brazilian traffic help my Brazilian rankings or whatever? I think it's just about engagement, but yeah, my job is just I've never dug that deep into it, to be honest, so couldn't answer that one. Got too good at making crap. Andy Woolley, using 2 AI content writers and they're simply great companions, but they don't trump real writers. Adam, now that you guys are at a high level of SEO, not beginners, what percentage of your project fail versus succeed?
Depends on the project. I mean, the affiliate, I've lowered the amount. When I first started out, I would try to get a bunch of stuff going. Now I'm just one at a time. So I don't want to say 100%, but if I'm working on it, I'm going to see it through. As in, when I first started out, you get a lot of stuff going and you're working. It was 50-50 shot. Now if I'm going to start something, I'm going to see it all the way through. I think that's the only shift. So I'm going, the percentage is 100 because I'm not going to stop until it succeeds.
Yeah, I think that's probably similar to me. I'm not saying I've followed every project through. There are some that I've just kind of lost heart with and not fulfilled it or whatever. But certainly at the start, I certainly never had the 50%. It was like 1 out of 10 would succeed. But obviously now I know what to buy. I know what to do. I understand how Google works and all that kind of stuff, and the processes are all there. So I don't really have any fear of attacking something now and not making it a success. Of course, there are certain niches where I may not be as successful as I would have liked to have been in competitive markets and all that kind of stuff. And maybe I've just not had enough money to be able to compete in those markets. But I've always had some form of success and being able to flip it on. So I would say probably in most cases. But I think the key here is when you start out, you always get greedy and you want to launch 5 projects at one time, and none of them are done properly, and that's why they all fail. And I think we all go through that. It is a case of doing one at a time, either keeping it or flipping it. And for now, when I buy, so I buy and sell a lot of websites. So my job is to buy something. But I'm not just buying anything, you know, I'm doing my due diligence and checking out that it's, you know, scalable and there's more that can come from this website. Scale it up and then flip it. And I would say, you know, almost every time there's a success there to some degree. I'm not saying they're the best successes, but hey, as long as I'm making more than I spent, then that's success to me. So
That's a win. Yeah.
But yeah, and I've had that with, you know, my golf website in the past. I had a combat sports website, and I kind of lost interest because Amazon cut their commission. And, you know, could the websites have ranked 10 times better? Yeah. Did I make more money on the websites than I had invested in them? The answer is yes. So they were successful, but certainly, you know, not ones that I would be wanting to put a CV or anything. But I still made money from it. So, and that is what success is, making money. But on that note, guys, we are out of time. But
it's a good day.
Yeah, a lot of questions, and we got through them all. We got that one as well. What AI rap songs would be like, but we will be back the same time next week, guys. I will be in Spain. I will hopefully be sunning myself, but I will be here, making sure that we do keep consistent on here. So if you've got any questions for next week, do join us. In the meantime, check out Mr. Palmer's YouTube channel for any videos that he's launching, and keep an eye out for his singing as well. And do check out ODYS for age domains, and hopefully you will all be able to join us again next week, guys. Thank you very much. Take it easy.
See you. Bye-bye.